Hello, I'm Rasel Mahmud presenting our research work, auditory feedback for standing balance improvement and virtual reality. Virtual reality techniques are becoming more popular day by day in many sectors like rehabilitation, education, physical fitness, and entertainment. However, one of the major issues with VR is that it causes imbalance for users, which is severe for people with disabilities. Because people with disabilities usually have some balance issues, and added imbalance by VR makes it difficult for them to benefit from the consumer VR applications. To solve the issue, our research investigated the effect of different auditory feedback on balance in VR. The purpose of this research is to make immersive VR more accessible. Many prior research have reported the imbalance effect caused by the VR, but minimal research has been conducted to reduce this. Also, most previous research only included the participants without disabilities. Most rehabilitative approaches to improve balance have not used head-mounted displays or usually constant seated tasks. So we used HMDs and evaluated standing tasks in our study. Also, spatial, center of pressure, rhythmic, static rest frame audio improve balance in the non-VR environment, which motivated us to investigate this auditory feedback. We recruited 42 participants from the San Antonio area. 21 participants had balance impairment and 21 participants are without balance impairment. We had one baseline without VR condition. We also had 5 VR conditions. For spatial audio, we placed specialized white noise from Unity 3D using Google Resonance Audio SDK. Static rest frame audio is the white noise played in headphones. It had no relation to the listener's position. For rhythmic audio, we played white noise beat at every 1 second interval. For COP audio, we played white noise in headphones, but the pitch and stereo band changed based on the center of pressure path obtained from the balance board. For no audio, participants still wore the headphones to make it consistent with other conditions, but no audio was played. This was the standing visual exploration task. We played different markers left, right, top, bottom, front in respective directions in the lab. We wanted all the participants to observe the lab in a controlled fashion. We collected real-time balance data from Bittrex balance plate. This is the standing reach and grab stacks. Participants reached for and grabs real and virtual object within their reach. We instructed participants to grab the 4 objects in random orders, lift them to the chest level and put them back in the same place. Participant read and signed a consent form. The participant filled out a COVID-19 questionnaire, handwritten question, ABC and SSQ questionnaire. Participants stood on a Bittrex balance plate while they were supported by a harness to protect them from falling. Then we measured their balance for the standing visual exploration tasks and standing reach and grab tasks with 3 trials each. VR tasks are all replications of the above baseline tasks except they are performed in VR. We repeated the standing visual exploration tasks and standing reach and grab tasks for 5 different audio conditions with 3 trials for each session. The auditory conditions and tasks were counterbalanced. Finally, participants filled out an SSQ and demographic questionnaire. Center of pressure velocity was the primary metric for our study. We calculated COP velocity from the balance board data to measure participant balance. ABC questionnaire is a 16-item questionnaire where each item asked about participants' confidence in doing a specific daily life activity. SSQ is a 16-item questionnaire where each item asks participant physiological discomfort. Sapphire wheel test revealed that our data are normal. Next, we used 2x6 mixed model ANOVA where we had 2 between subject factors, which is participants with BI and participants without BI, and 6 within subject factors were the 6 study condition. Finally, we used post hoc two-tailed t-test to find a specific difference between any 2 conditions to measure cyber sickness and to measure the difference in physical ability between 2 participant groups. These are our results. The left figure shows that COP velocity increases in no audio and VR, whereas COP velocity decreases in all other auditory conditions. As balance increases with the decrease of COP velocity, we can see spatial and COP auditory feedback improve balance significantly than others. We found similar result for the participants without BI. also found similar results for the standing, reach, and graph stacks for both participants with and without balance impairment. The results demonstrated that spatial and COP audio improve balance significantly more than other auditory conditions. Spatial and COP auditory feedback changed based on the participant's position. So we hypothesized the audio volume that changes with participants' positioning provides significantly better feedback to the participants to correct their posture. There was no significant effect on the virtual environment on balance. Also, we didn't find any significant increase in cyber sickness. In our study, all auditory conditions improved balance, where spatial and COP outperformed others. However, spatial audio may be preferred over COP audio as spatial audio provides greater immersion in VR. This work will help researchers and developers to create more usable and accessible VR experiences for both people with and without balance impairments. Our future work includes locomotion talks and investigating the effect of auditory feedback on gait in VR. Here are the references. Thank you. Any question?